Good morning, TikTok. That song. Ah, right? It's like perfect. How are y'all? I'm doing fantastic. And I am out on my morning constitutional. And you know what that means. It's time for another prison story. Hi. How are y'all? Again. So, I asked y'all a question at the end of the last episode. What'd you think I did with the cell phone? You know what the fuck I did with the cell phone. I called tragic boyfriend. More technically, I sent him a letter with the phone number and had him call me, which took a lot of fucking effort, right? Because you can't just call cell phones at the time. You had to sign up for accounts. You had to either do that or you had to have a calling card, which essentially cost like $1 a minute at the time. And they could only be purchased through commissary. And that meant that I had to get money put on his books. And I had to twist some fucking nipples to make that shit happen. Let me tell you. I had to call in so many connections and just be like, hey, please do this for me. And you know what? They fucking did it. They knew it was wrong. They knew it was fucking stupid. They knew he was garbage. At least he was garbage at the time. You know, I don't know what the fuck he is now. But they knew. And they did it for me anyway. You know, people, never, never think that you're not blessed by the universe, by yourself, by whatever power you want to attach power to. Because when you believe you're not blessed, guess what the truth is? But when you believe you fucking are, bitch, you are. So, what happened next? Let's divert a little bit, just a little bit. Let's talk about cell phones in prison. Because maybe this should be a bonus episode, and probably will be. So I'm not going to go too in depth. Instead of talking about cell phones in prison as a whole, I'll talk about cell phones in prison at Tangipahoa Parish Prison, circa 2007. Totally relevant information for you right now in your life. So the way I've explained how the day room was, and then they had 8 individual cells with 2 bunks in each cell. So it's 2 persons to a cell, and they closed the cells every night at 10 o'clock and didn't open them up again until 5 in the morning. And in those cells, the way it's laid out is you walk in, and to your left, there's going to be a standard prison issue toilet, which is just a metal toilet that you can sit on with a sink at the top of it. No lid, no toilet seat. It's all one piece. And the sink is one of those, like, you push a button and you get like a stream of water for a few seconds, and that's it. Okay. It's so that you can't flood it that way. And you can still flood that toilet though. Ask me in the comments and I'll tell you how. So it's not pretty. But then, hey, what is? Aside from that sun is fucking beautiful. And on top of that toilet is going to be a roughly like 12-inch by 6-inch piece of steel bolted to the wall, but polished so much that it functions as a mirror. It's all scratched up and everything. I mean, who wants to really look at themselves that much? I was obsessed with how strange I looked at the time. I was coming off of a years-long meth binge and just looked I looked like JK had just sucked all the air out of Haggard. Haggard. She was and um Harry Potter. Got a phone call, Harry Potter. So above that mirror would be a light fixture that's like a metal casing with a plastic front where the light shines out, and it's bolted to the wall, and it's all one piece. So like you can't easily get to the insides of it, and you can't really remove that um, piece of plastic the way that it's mounted. And everything that's bolted to the wall is bolted with star bolts, which is a specific type of drive for a specific type of screwdriver. And it makes it really difficult with like fingers or any kind of human action. If you have really bad toenails, you can cut your toenails and use one of those. But when you're at that point in life, really start questioning your decisions. You should have started a long time ago. So the little star bolts are really hard to remove, but look at that sun. So, but there are trustees that work in the prison that are inmates, and they don't generally at the time let federal inmates, which is what everybody in this storm was. They don't let them serve as trustees. But these guys know each other. Like they all from the same communities. And most of the people that are there as trustees are 2-3 time offenders. Some of them have done federal time. There's a connection there. Not to mention, it's us against the peoples. And it's literally on the paperwork. Tell me, I mean, you just don't know what it's like. You don't until you look at a sheet of paper and it says, the United States versus, and then it has your name. The whole fucking United States, bitch. You couldn't just pick like 100 million of you. No, it had to be all 330 million of you. And I mean, as an aside, this is why U.S. attorneys, why people in the criminal justice system, why they feel so empowered to be as horrible as they are, is because of language like that. Because it tells them, I am representing the people of the United States. I am the righteous one. And you, Frank, you are the evil one. Because the United States is against you. It's basic psychology, but it's basic bitch psychology is what it is. And that's what every one of you U.S. attorneys are. Every single one of you. You're a fucking basic bitch. You know it too. It warms my heart a little bit that you know it. Even more that you know that I know. So, the trustees often will give little tools to the inmates in the federal area. And sometimes those ingenious inmates will remove those little star bolts that are attached to the light and keep the light fixture in place. And then they will access the wiring behind those light fixtures. And pro tip, you don't need to have a charger to charge your cell phone in prison. All you need are some wires. And since at the time, all of the radios had wired headphones, it wasn't, Bluetooth was not a thing that was available to inmates at the time then. And, it wasn't mass available to the rest of you either. You could take the wire from it and create a very slow trickle charger. But you didn't need it to be fast because you had all fucking day. So you could and you really didn't want to use your cell phone very often during the day. You wanted to use it at night whenever there was no guard coming around, when there was no way that you could be caught using it. I mean, there was a way, but like it was very unfucking likely. So, of course, over time, truly enterprising inmates, because you can't really take those cell phones with you. I mean, you could shove it in your prison wallet, but most of your manhood can't take that. And especially, you don't want to get caught doing that. It's a whole separate fucking charge. So the cell phones would agglomerate, they would accumulate in the unit. And most people would have one. Some people would have multiple. And the guy that would let me use his in exchange for commissary, Bird, he had like 5, and he would just charge them all in that light. And now, bear in mind, no one told me any of this shit. I had to observe it all. I mean, it's like the recipe for meth on the street. No one's going to tell you what that is generally. But in prison, they'll write it down for you. I didn't learn it till I went to prison. Not that I ever used it. I mean, I'm not that guy. So, yes, I sent Tragic Boyfriend the phone number for one of those cell phones. And about a week later, sitting in my cell, reading Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. And I'm not to the end yet. I'm still mid-camping. Fuck you, JK, for the fucking camping. I mean, it's campy. It's true. But, I mean, you should have had Hermione duck walking. You missed an opportunity. Swish and flick, bitch. So I get into reading Harry Potter in my cell, and then it's like noon on a Thursday or some shit. News what fucking day, they all blend together. And I hear, Harry Potter, come up here. I go up to Bird's cell on the second floor, and he's like, you got a phone call, Harry Potter. He sounds sweet. He wasn't sweet. Feminine, maybe, but not sweet. Although he probably thought he was sweet. I don't know. And it was Tragic Boyfriend. We talked. It was a thing. I felt stuff. And I mean, it's like junk food. It felt familiar. It hit the right spots in the brain. And after you have it, when you have too much of it, even just a little sometimes, you feel real gross. Let me tell you, I felt real gross. I pushed that feeling aside and told myself, it's just because you're in prison. He's the one. He's the one, Frank. He wasn't the one. He may have been somebody's one. He wasn't my one. He wasn't even my half. Little math humor for you. Speaking of which, did you know Erykah Badu can't count? Love her. Absolutely fabulous. Love her. She can't count. Don't believe me? Listen to the track, honey. 2, 2.5, 1. That doesn't work. But it's so good. That song, I forgot about that song. I used to listen to that song when I'd walk out the door in New York City when I lived there, almost every morning. And it was like my song. And then I forgot about it while I was in prison. Discovered it again when I got out. And that, I know I didn't really go anywhere today. I just gave you that little surprise and then talked about cell phones. And I promise you, I'm building up to something. It'll be the season ender for sure. And it's a big one. You'll get there. Until then, thanks for listening. Love you. Bye. Also, again, if you have questions, leave me a comment. Ask me. Or if you just want to say shit, hey, say shit. I can take it. Bye.